internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours of Crypto. Let's get right into today's episode. The information we are about to go over in today's episode is going to be the best information that you have seen in XRP's history. Ladies and gentlemen, if I'm hyping this up, I want you to roast me in the comments down below. But the information we're going to go over today, I'm not even going to waste your time. I want to get right into it. I mean, I don't usually waste your time. But listen to this, okay? Warren Paul Anderson said something over at Twitter. And when you do a little bit of research on Mr. Warren Paul Anderson, all I'm going to say is wow, okay? Take a look at his previous experience. I'm going to assume he's a billionaire, okay? Because he was mining back in 2011, mining Bitcoin. He had a mining, trading, and tinkering, I guess, his company. After being introduced to Bitcoin in 2011 and mining periodically for several years, and wow, getting in that early, the amount of Bitcoin you're mining is disgusting. I decided to jump into the game full time in 2013, okay? And then from Bitcoin, he went on to a couple other, he was a co-founder of another company, and then he joined NASDAQ for an advisory board. So are you ready for this? He worked at Ripple for 5 years, and this is the most bullish thing I have seen, and this is just remarkable. Had several tour duties, leading different products, protocols, and platforms at Ripple, while the company grew from 50 to over 600 people. He left in 2021. He launched RippleX. He co-created on-demand liquidity. Okay, I repeat, he co-created on-demand liquidity. And you guys are all well-educated on how on-demand liquidity works in terms of getting the institutions onboarded through their basic fiat-to-fiat, system that they have.
No, so as I said, the X-current product, the way it's implemented today, uses fiat currencies. So the convergence that we see coming in the next phase is for banks to have an option to say, do I want to use XRP?
And then when the markets are mature enough to get over to the big boy section, that's when they will turn on-demand liquidity, okay? And that is the usage of XRP.
RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening.
So first you get the banks connected. They do what they're doing today better. They like it. They build new services on it. Then they go, I want to do this in 100 countries, but I can't hold currencies in 100 countries. Well, guess what? You got XRP.
And what he said about David stepping down at the end of this year is just remarkable. Okay, listen to what he says here. And it's even crazy two things here. I'm like mind blown right now, so I'm sorry if I'm like a little bit too much for some of you guys, but I'm mind blown. Okay, listen to this. In case you want to know my thoughts on Joel Katz stepping down as CTO at Ripple, decentralizing David was always the goal. Even Satoshi stepped back at some point. And he says, bullish signal for XRP. And then this part right here, this is what Arthur Brito said. Okay, so it's not even like, wow, okay, listen. I realized after posting that, it was actually Arthur Brito who told me during my first week that XRPL had a bust factor of 1. This meant that if David got hit by a bus, the XRP ledger broke at some point afterward, that nobody would know how to fix it. Arthur strongly emphasized that I needed to change that situation ASAP. Wow, that is absolutely insane. That's Arthur Brito saying that about David, and Arthur Brito coming out of nowhere this year, and then David stepping down at the end of this year while things are going to get rolled out within the next 90 days, right? And then joining the board of directors to watch its baby and be along with its baby the whole time. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button. Throw your phone, okay? Hey, pick me up. I'm over here. I hope you didn't throw your phone. But listen, that is just remarkable, okay? And if you don't find this bullish, I politely ask you, just, I don't know, you stay if you want, but listen, this is the most bullish information that I have covered on my channel. I'm not even kidding you. Okay, this has to be number one. Please share this with everybody. And if you share this with somebody that has no idea, don't share this to somebody that has no idea what XRP is or doesn't know the basics, because it's going to mean absolutely nothing. Okay. Okay. Now let's get into something a little bit more bullish than this. Let's, if your heart is going pounding, mine is right now. We're gonna calm it down here a little bit. Also, Salute is on Spotify. We Salute is on Spotify live. It just went live less than 12 hours ago. But listen to what Ian DeBode said. Okay, he is the CSO at Ondo. He's the Chief Strategy Officer, and something very remarkable.
The thing with these assets, though, is they always follow a hockey stick curve, right?
Exactly.
So 5 trillion right now seems like a lot, but if you look at how liquidity begets liquidity and the growth that we're seeing in stable coins right now, once that there's a regulatory framework, I think the US Treasury says 2030 or something, and then a couple $1 trillion. I mean, I think it can happen sooner if Treasury decides to start putting treasuries on chain themselves, or if a couple of large FMIs decides to do whatever. These numbers are actually more achievable than one would think, as long as a specific asset class actually starts moving on chain wholesale and you get true hockey stick adoption.
$5 trillion is what he is saying. And remember, before Ondo, he was partner head of digital assets for McKinsey for almost 9 years, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big deal. These are the reports that get distributed to the banks, and it's all, this is like your A++, okay? It doesn't get better than this. So for him to be the head of digital assets there for 9 years, we're going to round it up, I could only imagine for him to make, this $5 trillion statement on camera at the SIBO summit that is held by Swift. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention. And we're gonna end it off with, if you guys didn't know, I want to bring this up. You guys are hearing a lot of news right now with Swift and partnerships. Just keep in mind, don't forget that Ripple has created the exact same thing called SIBOs, but it's called Ripple Swell. And because Swift didn't want Ripple there in the early days, so they started their own, pretty much the exact same thing, but banks come to them. Just a little heads up for that. So there's going to be monstrous announcements on the horizon. I want you guys to be prepared. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I mean, what an amazing, amazing video. I mean, I loved it. I loved every second of this. I can't believe it. I cannot believe they're just going to say, there's going to be so many people that are going to say, it's at $10. But it's going to be kind of cool to see what they talk about, though. It's going to be very, very cool. So again, Spotify, Salute, We Salute. This is the hard rock version, is on Spotify. I love this song. Okay, I absolutely love this song. Even with the jazz song too, Soul of the XRP Ledger. These songs hit. This is not even this is some serious stuff here. And I will see you guys very shortly.
The thing with these assets, though, is they always follow a hockey stick curve. As long as a specific asset class actually starts moving on chain wholesale and you get true hockey stick adoption.
It is my firm belief
That's
that
big.
everything can be tokenized. So.
Well, I woke up this morning, check my bags on the chain. XRPL still humming while the FUD folks complain. Ripple fighting Goliath, yeah, the SSA's game. But Johnny D and Hogan, they're bringing the flame. So we salute to the rebels in suits, to the coders and hodlers wearing dusty old boots. Raise a toast to the ledger and the lawyers who bite, while taco stand dumps through the middle of the night. Damn, Jed, can you chill? Brad G's on the mic saying clarity now, while Shorts codes the stars with the hologram cow wash. The haters keep chirping, but the people ain't blind. This ain't some mean dream, it's the internet spine. Regulators stalling, but the clock's ticking fast. Ripple drops the case like a baseline blast. Communities united from Twitter to the street. We meme through the madness and never admit defeat. Yeah, we salute to the devs and the geeks, to the ledger that clears in seconds, not weeks. To D, to Hogan, to legal delight, and the salty old taco that just loves to spite. Hey Jed, you done yet? Or you got another dump scheduled for lunch? So here's to the warriors, the freaks, and the fans, waving salute tokens like battle flags in hand. It ain't just about coins, it's a movement, a pact. We defend what we build, and we're taking it back. Come on, salute to the ones in the fight, to the token that laughs in regulatory spite, to Schwartz, Brad, and the ones still believing, even while taco stands always leaving. One for XRP, and raise your guitar for decentralized dreams. This song's for the ledger, the truth and the proof. With a smile and a nod, we say salute.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.